It's October. Last year I streamed a horror game almost every day, like 20 days maybe. I don't remember exactly how many. I'm going to try and do something similar again this year. Um, Unfortunately, the website is resting in peace at the moment, so there will be no uh, 31 Days of Horror extravaganza where we post a bunch of written articles, but I can try and do some short form streams, some short form videos, and try and take a look at some weird old horror games and maybe some weird new horror games. I don't know. Itch.io has a bunch of stuff, and last year I played a game I can't remember the name of, but was really good that I found on Itch. So tonight I'm going to be taking a look at Kenseiden, as you can see below my face, for the Sega Master System. Let's boot that up right now. Get a load of that hot title screen. I don't know a ton about Kenseiden. I own a Sega Master System, but I haven't hooked it up in a very long time. And I didn't have one when I was a kid. This was a gift, or maybe more just my brother picking through my neighbor's trash and finding this and rescuing it. But anyway, this is the Master System that I have belonged to my neighbor, and we ended up with it for free when they were going to get rid of it. And so I have a handful of games. I don't think this was one of the games that they had, but I do remember watching, or I remember playing. Obviously, Double Dragon for the Master System is the superior home port of Double Dragon of that era. The NES version of the first Double Dragon is kind of garbage. I have like Rambo. I have a couple of the Sega Vision, like the weird 3D glasses thing that Sega released. I have a couple of those games, but I don't think the Sega Vision thing actually works anymore. And I don't think it would work with a. I think it would only work with a CRT TV. I don't think that would work with an LCD screen TV. Same as the Sega Blaster. So anyway, this game came out in 1988, as you can see on the title screen here. So it's a couple years after Castlevania came out. So I assume that this game is up, down, left, right, 1, 2, start. Like I said, I don't know a ton about this game. I assume that it is somewhat similar to Castlevania. Let's find out. Let's boot it up. Let's get into it. As with most quote-unquote horror games of this era, it's not all that horrifying. It really wasn't until like the 32-bit, 64-bit era of the Resident Evil games and the rise of survival horror, stuff like Resident Evil and Silent Hill, that video games really got scary for me, although there are some notable exceptions like Sweet Home, which, if you weren't playing imports or playing stuff on the Famicom back then, basically if you didn't live in Japan, was not a game that you would have known anything about. Same goes for like Clock Tower on the Super Nintendo. What horror games from that era mostly were just horror-themed platformers like Castlevania or like the Friday the 13th game, or not Friday the 13th, but the Nightmare on Elm Street game. I just died. Or Splatterhouse or whatever. They were just like platformers that had horror themes, which is fine, but they're not particularly scary. Aside from, like I said, like Friday the 13th is a notable exception since that's in first person, and Jason is basically invincible, and also the mechanics of the game are completely inscrutable, so it makes it kind of frightening. The game also has really great 8-bit rendition of the Friday the 13th music too. So, so far this game seems pretty all right. The controls are pretty good. It definitely reminds me of Castlevania, although this introductory level is a little simple. Just throwing me into, it feels more like a Ninja Gaiden than a Castlevania, I guess. Not much platforming going on, although I'm sure that'll come into the play at some point. Also, your character can, much like Castlevania, can only jump one direction. You can't change directions in the air. Okay, so apparently this game, after you get out of the first couple of levels, you can kind of choose how you want to proceed across the island. Giving it like I hate to use the phrase non-linear, but you know, for 1988, being able to choose your path and not just, you know, go through completely linear was a pretty big deal. There were a handful of games, obviously, like Metroid or Faxanadu or Goonies 2, or Castlevania 2, which is hot garbage, but man, I can't tell if I suck or if this game's pretty tough or what, but obviously there were a handful of games that, you know, really had actual open spaces for you to explore, but games like Mega Man or Castlevania 3 were a pretty big deal just because you didn't, you know, go from point A to point B to point C. You had a little bit of agency in how the game proceeded, and this game's a pretty early example of that, which that's pretty cool. Also, man, this skeleton got some red in his mouth. I don't know if he's been chowing down on some poor sucker and he's got blood in his mouth, or if he's got a tongue. I mean, skeletons should not have tongues. Also, that dude looks like a little baby. He looks like a little Kraid jumping around up there. Man. Also, this game definitely feels a little like Ninja Gaiden or Castlevania, also in the way that your character gets knocked back a shitload when you get hit. I think that Kraid was teabagging me. A fucking asshole. Look at this dopey skeleton. I wonder if I hold my sword out if they take damage when they... Man, these guys... Leave me alone. Okay. A gourd of sake, I guess. I have a feeling that some of the monsters that we've encountered so far are probably borrowed from probably from Japanese folklore, though. I'm not familiar enough with any of that stuff to mention any of them by name, but some of the iconography looks similar to things that I've seen in other games. Spider. A lot of frames of animation on him when he comes down. Be honest, for a Sega Master System game, this game actually plays pretty well. Sega Master System, in my limited experience, was not really a bastion of great playing 2D games. I think part of that was just that the Master System controller was really bad. Like, that's part of the reason why my memories of the Master System are pretty negative. The D-pad on that thing, that square lump of plastic, was just not a very precise instrument, especially compared to the NES D-pad, which was pretty fucking good for that era. Also, the buttons on the Master System, the 1 and 2 buttons, were pretty squishy, which was not a very pleasant way to play video games. Alright, I think I'm getting a hang of how this works. Oh man. Don't hurt me. Also, this guy's football coach probably really loves the way he runs, because he gets his knees up. He doesn't get a lot of forward momentum, but he definitely gets those knees up high. He's not going to be tripping over his sandals anytime soon. Can't go that way. That Buddha statues are not... stop. Hammer time. I wonder if I fall down in that crack, if I die, or if I just go back to the level I just left. Let's check it out. Okay, it's an instant death trap. Which seems kind of like bullshit, because I feel like I should just fall back into the room that I was just in, but... what can you do? Get out of here, roly-poly. It's Kool-Aid skeleton. Put like a fake blood packet in his mouth to try and be more scary. Hey guys, check this out. Yeah, that's real good, skeleton. Good work, nice work. Oh man. Whiff, whiff, whiff. I'm gonna concentrate. Do a little less talking, a little more playing. So I'm not familiar with too many horror-themed games for the Sega Master System. I know there was a Dracula Hunter game that Joe did a video for the YouTube channel for a couple years ago for Halloween, although I can't remember what that was called. Vampire Master of Darkness, I think is what it was called. I'm looking at my... I'm looking at a tab of Sega Master System games that I have open. Alright, so I know not to go all the way to the right there because there's nothing for me. Just a locked door. Come on, man, this ain't training. You don't need to get your knees up that high. You can actually just run. Man, it really sucks that these guys respawn. Get fucked. Alright, so now we're getting a little bit of platforming, which is nice. I guess is that guy just flying? Is he double jumping? Oh, come on. Ugh. Alright, so let's see here. Let's do some testing. Yeah, let's see how much this game is like Castlevania. Alright, so I can jump onto the steps, which that's definitely not like Castlevania. I can also jump off of the steps. If I push up, I walk up and down. But if I push left and right, I jump, I like fall off. So that leads me to believe that, like, so in Castlevania, I think that the stairs are like considered a separate object from a platform. Like you interact with them in a different way, but these are like just a bunch of regular platforms that I guess when they're stacked this way, if you push up, you can walk up and down. But otherwise they function as a normal platform, which actually puts this game ahead of Castlevania in like a really key way. You couldn't jump on or off the stairs in Castlevania until the 16-bit era, basically. Which means that whatever this samurai's name is, he has a much more wide range of mobility options than the Belmont. Oh, there's a sword. I don't know what that does. Although he can actually stand upright, which gives, which like, he's just got much better posture. Maybe that's why. Uh-oh. Okay, so I definitely recognize this thing, but I don't know what it's called. If this were Dark Souls, it would just be a bone wheel, but I feel like this guy's been... Right, so I guess if I hit him, I get frames of invincibility, I guess? Or not, I don't get them, but like I don't take damage from him while he's flashing. Okay. Alright. Do I still have any lives left? Yeah, I still have one. I found a continue code and a level select code on GameFAQs, so maybe after this life I'll try the continue code, which is, let's look it up right now so it's fresh in our memory. Up, up, down, down, 2 on the game over screen. So I'll try and enter that, and if it doesn't work, then I'll try the stage select. In an ideal world, in a perfect world, there would be just an invincibility code, so I could sort of explore organically without taking a ton of damage. Man, I feel like I'm just not patient enough. I don't think this boss is particularly difficult. Just kind of wish I had sub-items like I do in Castlevania, so I could actually do something to this guy while he's floating around above my head. Because once he gets up to that level, there's just, I don't have like an overhead slash or a... It'd be really nice. It's an axe. I guess I could be a little more aggressive, but I want to get the W, you know? I just want to... Sometimes your best offense is a good defense, you know? And like I could get a second hit there, I think, but the window is a little tight. All right, I get a little bit of a life lead. So if I get a little bit farther ahead, I might just try and tank some damage and try and get this over with. If I can get him with that up slash. Oh. Oh shit. Oh. Okay, so he's flashing, he can't hit me, but I also can't hit him. It's just totally fair. This is a very... Yeah! Oh. What do I get? Thou have learned... Thou have learnt the art of jumping high. How do I jump high? I guess if I hold up, I jump a little bit higher. Maybe that's enough to get me... Oh, this door opened. Okay. Alright, so here you can see the branching paths. I'm not sure how to select what one I want. Okay, there we go. I see. Alright, well, let's go up here. I believe this is the English version of this game, but they did not take the time to translate the name of those territories into English on the map screen, apparently. That devil head built into the sprite art in the background. It's such a doofy looking skeleton. Oh no, oh no. I think I might be donezo. Okay. Can I kill those rocks? Alright, let's go the bottom path. I hope this isn't a labyrinth. I really hate labyrinths. in old video games. Even in the original Super Mario Brothers, labyrinths are by far the worst levels in those games. Here's the thing. Oh, fuck. Oh, come on. Seriously? Alright, well, I'm just gonna die. What was it? Up, up, down, down, 2. Nice. Oh, it even takes me back to the room I was in. That's good shit. That is far more generous than the Castlevania continue system. Oh, fuck. Turtle stack out of the way. Ugh. Okay. Jump, 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 slash. Nope. Oh, man. Knockback in this game is brutal. Holy shit. I do like that animation out. Get it off, get it off, get it off. Hang on 1 second. Nope, nope, nope. I want to see what that thing does, but I really don't want to do this anymore. Okay, jump, jump. Alright, that'll work. Maybe that's a key I need? That skull. I take damage if I touch it. Oh, I can even jump over it. Oh, okay. It's like a... It's like an extra life, or like a Metroid health tank or whatever. Just refills your life when you hit 0. Well, this game is pretty generous with where it starts you and you die anyway. Oh right, I should be using my super jump. There we go. Alright. I wonder if I have to beat all the levels in order to... I can't even go back to the one I already beat? That's weird. Alright, let's just push forward here. So supposedly, different levels, only certain levels have bosses, and the levels with bosses give you power-ups like that super jump ability. But I don't, since I can't read Japanese, I can't tell if those, we'll say province names, fuck. Man, these little fish are like... They may be more annoying than the Medusa heads in Castlevania. What the fuck? Is there a wind? Is that what those bubbles are? Man. So there's one bridge in Legend of Zelda 2 Link's Awakening where there are some bone fish. And, oh, I forgot to continue. That's alright. Let's try and do the level select code. So I have to hold 1 and 2 and then push diagonal left and button 1, diagonal up left and button 1 once the title screen comes on. So we'll try that. Let's see. Hard reset here and just try that real quick. Okay. Round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4. Okay, cool. I don't really know which one I was on. Let's try 6. That's probably farther than I was, right? Oh, that's the one I was on. Okay, great. I don't want to have to do this. Maybe I could have, maybe with the super jump I could have jumped over those fish guys. But I don't have that. That ain't in my repertoire anymore. Okay, well, that'll work. Probably not the best way to, or the most efficient way to handle that situation, but, you know. Oh no! I also am not 100% sure what that sword does. I don't know if it powers up my regular attacks, or... That's another thing that sort of makes this game not quite as good as Castlevania, in my opinion. Like the whip power-ups in Castlevania make it pretty obvious. Like, they make it very clear what they do when you get them. That's just something that good games, I mean, it's really, it applies to more than just platformers, but especially platformers of this era. Like, make it really obvious what the power-ups do. Make it really obvious what the items I'm collecting do. Let's try this one. Oh shit. Alright, I think we're starting to see the types of stages that this game has to offer. These ones set in these temples, and then there's ones that, little side-scrolling ones. I wonder if the temple ones contain bosses, and the side-scrolling ones are like the connective tissue. Also, it would be really nice if there was some other music in this, just like 2 pieces of music. Don't get me wrong, this is I mean, the song is, you know, pretty fucking dope, but... If you're going to make a Castlevania ripoff, what was it? Up, up, down, 2? Up, up, down, down, 2? There we go. If you're gonna make a Castlevania ripoff, oh man. Well, so if this was a game where I could change, okay, I did bait that spider out. Oh, seriously? I might just be fucked in that situation since I don't have the high jump. Okay. Alright, so I can bait him out at least. Whoa, what the fuck? It's a Cacodemon. Oh, come... What? Why did I get pushed all the way back down all 3 of those platforms? I only got hit once. I guess that's just an instant death trap. I don't know. Ugh, I thought I could take the low ground there, but no dice. Yeah, oh, okay, I can get back up here. Ugh. Yeah, it seems like sometimes the knockback is a little inconsistent, maybe? I don't know, I already know I can't make that. What if I can jump off that second one? Oh, alright, well, since I didn't continue, I lost my stage select code. Let's try that one more time. We'll jump a little farther ahead. Oh no, I don't want to start on round 1. Let's try that one more time. Okay, so 1 starts and 2 must be the thing to change the... I don't know what I'm failing to do properly here. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16. All right, let's just run. Let's jump right to the end. We'll check out the final stage. I have some different music. Oh, well, little music there is in this game is pretty dope. Like, this is kind of a nice little moody synthesizer piece. Oh my god. Okay, so I gotta... Oh, fuck. I have to jump, duck, and then slash to get that second fish. I wonder what other powers I'm missing. I wonder if you get, like, some sort of projectile or some sort of overhead slash. There we go. Oh, fuck. No, no, no. Oof. Oh, no, no. No, 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 no. Oh. Alright. I wonder if, as I collect those swords, if I, like, power up my attack. Oh, this dude's much more aggressive than the other ones that I've faced. Man, he is good at spacing me. Also, the knockback is fucking brutal. Also, the fact that it takes more than one sword swing to kill these little bees is infuriating. Alright, can I just go in here? Just let me in here. There we go. Thank you. There's nothing in here. Great. I guess it's like a checkpoint. I don't know how... I don't know how you would kill this guy without getting hit by him a few times at least, even if you got the... Even when I get the... Oh, come on, he respawned. Oh, fuck this. Even when I get the timing right, it seems like he still can, like, outrange me and still manage to sneak in a hit or two. There's a sword power up. Up, up, down, down, 2. Up, up, down, down, 2. Don't forget this time. I should look up the manual real quick too. Also, I didn't mention it before, but I really like the Sega Master System box art. I like the simple art sort of imposed over the really clean grid, and I love the super cheesy like genre declaration that they put up in the top corner. Not all of the Sega Master System games had that, but some of them did. Oh, that's a... I don't think it's worth the trouble to pick that up. there's anything in these rooms. Oh, can I duck that? Box art nailed the floating skull part and the flaming frogman part. There's health in there, but I'm just gonna continue spam continues and sort of cheese my way through this part of it. We'll see if we can get a glimpse of the final boss. Oh. Alright, so unlike Castlevania, since you can walk off the steps, you actually have to hold up. Oh wow. It's a flaming wizard. Paint this dude on the side of my Ah, I see. I guess I don't see. I don't think I'm doing anything to these guys. It makes it a little easier to jump over them. Okay. Oh, I see. It's appropriate that this flaming wizard has some boss music that sounds like something Deep Purple would write. Or like a rainbow song. Ooh. I wonder if this is a boss rush. It's hard to get off a hit. Oh man, I fucked myself there. Alright, that's Kenseiden. This game seems okay. The handful of boss fights that I've tried, it seems like they might not be that great. Same thing goes for some of the level design, seems a little repetitive. It plays totally fine. I mean, if you can deal with the extreme amount of character knockback that happens when anything touches you. I don't know. This game seems like it might be a little bit more difficult than I might be willing to put up with, given the sort of limited number of songs and character or enemy designs and things that are in it. Like, one of the things that makes a game like Castlevania or Ninja Gaiden fun to play through is that they're constantly throwing new stuff at you. And this game seems like it might just have the same things over and over and over again, except for slightly harder. I don't know, I didn't play the whole thing, but Kenseiden seems okay for a game of its vintage, somewhere in the middle of the pack. Not great, not terrible. This is a dope track, and so is the boss music. These little Ronnie James Dio singing over the top of it. Anyway, that's Kenseiden. Maybe I'll be back tomorrow with something else. Who knows? But we'll talk to you later. Good night. Spooky.